get going on the Suzette stitch, you're going to create a foundation chain. Now this foundation chain can be worked in multiples of 2, or should be worked in multiples of 2 should I say. And to get started we're going to be using 2 stitch types today. So I am using US terms, so that's a single crochet and a double crochet, and if you're in the UK that's a double crochet and a treble crochet. So to start off with, I'm going to be using my US single crochet, UK double crochet, and I'm going to be working straight into that second chain from the hook. So we don't count the chain on the hook, skip this first one and work straight into that second one with a single crochet. And into that same space I'm going to work a US double crochet, so a UK treble. So yarn over and insert into that same space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, through 2, yarn over, through 2. And that is our first stitch. Now we're going to skip a chain, and in the next chain here we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to work 1 single crochet and then a double crochet into that same space. Yarn's creeping on. So again we're going to skip a chain, and in the next chain we're going to work 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet. One more time, I'll do it with you guys. So skip the next chain, and in the next chain work 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet. And I'm going to leave you to work all the way to the end of the row, and just before you get to the end of the row I'll come back and I'll finish off with you. So once you come to the end of the row you should have 2 chains left. Instead of completing an almost cluster stitch in the last chain, we're just going to do a single crochet into that last chain, and then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and that's completed our first row. So to get started on our second row we're going to work straight into that first stitch of the row, so almost at the bottom of your chain 1. And you're going to work in there just as you have done before, with a single crochet followed by a double crochet in the same space. And then you're going to skip a stitch, and in this next stitch here, so skip a chain or a stitch, in the next stitch just as before, a single crochet and a double crochet. And you're just going to continue that all the way along. So skip 1 and work into 1 with a single and a double, and again once you've completed this row I shall meet you back at the end and I'll show you how to move on to the next row again, and then you can go away and create beautiful patterns from your stitch. So I'm just coming to the end of my row now, and as before I will have 2 stitches left. Just take the hook out so you can see. So here is my one on top, and then this one here on the side is actually a stitch as well. So I'm going to work 1 single crochet just like before into this stitch here, and then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and that will keep some nice straight edges as we move along. Oh, my hook came out. So again, just like before, we're going to work straight into that first stitch at the bottom of our chain 1 with a single crochet and a double crochet. And then we're going to skip a stitch and move on to this stitch with a single and a double, and all the way to the end just like before. And then what you do is when you have 2 chains left, do 1 single crochet into that very last chain, chain 1 and turn. I'm going to build this sample up a bit just so you can see what the actual pattern looks like on a bigger piece of fabric. So as you can see I've built up my swatch a little bit, and if I pull it apart you can see all all the different ways the stitch slants when you work the rows backwards and forwards. So this is just a gorgeous stitch. It adds just that little bit of texture that you want, but it also gives just a lovely effect from the stitch, something a bit different while only using the basic stitches. So I hope that's helped you today. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, then please give it a thumbs up and help me by subscribing to my channel. I'll see you again soon.